ultimately, the website goes on and says, ultimately, a seminal question that must be asked by any facility: is the area being cleaned effectively, or do we need to consider a different approach? The cleaning standard positions the facility to immediately and accurately answer this question. The clean standard can help facilities understand the why we clean by providing a platform for the connection between cleaning, health, employee productivity, and performance. They're all linked together. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cleaning Indie Podcast, brought to you by American Facility Care. I'm your host, Tom Moore, co-founder of American Facility Care, and we like to talk about all things facility and building related. Are you a facilities director or property manager, or even the point person in charge of your building? Then this podcast is for you. All right, excited about another episode. On this episode, we're going to have answers to the following question: are there industry standards for commercial cleaning? We're going to give you 2 resources for standardizations for commercial cleaning. We're also going to give you 2 ways to scientifically test any surface in your building to make sure it's clean. But before we get into that, let's see if you can relate to this. Every single person has some level of expectation when it comes to cleaning. Have you ever had a roommate or even a guest or even maybe some kids or some people over at your house for some period of time? No matter who it was that stayed with you in your home, there's probably been a time when an individual or several individuals did not live up to your expectations when it comes to cleaning. So maybe you were in college and you shared a dorm room with an individual or a few individuals, or even just having kids living in your home. And maybe they created a mess or several messes that they failed to clean up. So we have 3 young kids in our home. And when we tell them, specifically when my wife says, clean your rooms and your other areas of your responsibility to my satisfaction, when my wife says that, the kids know exactly what that means. And so they know that we will be checking when things are done to ensure that it's properly clean to our satisfaction. Well, that same scenario can play out in your office building. One cleaning company may not be cleaning your building to your expectations. Maybe you've wondered, are there any standardizations at all when it comes to commercial cleaning? And you're in luck if that's what you're wondering, because we can give a resounding yes to that question. And today we're going to give you 2 resources for standardizations for commercial cleaning. The first standardization is the ISSA. That stands for the International Sanitary Supply Association. So I went to their website, and according to their website, if you went in the middle of their website, there's a tab that says Standards and Certifications. If you click on that, there's a drop-down box that says the ISSA Clean Standards. And then under that, Clean Standard, Institutional and Commercial. And then if you click on In-House Cleaning Professionals. So this applies to not only cleaning companies, but really specifically to if you have an in-house cleaning crew. This was a great resource for you if you go to this website. They have like a 4-page document for why it's important to have standards in your cleaning. So the ISSA Clean Standard, and that's what they call it, it contains a sample audit form that can be used to assess cleanliness from a traditional, what they call sight, smell, and touch perspective. So we just discussed, hey, clean it to my satisfaction. Does it, first of all, look clean? Along those lines there, we're going to talk about an instrument, a tool you can use to visually see if an area has been cleaned or not. And an inexpensive tool that you can purchase, even on Amazon. We'll get to that at the end of the podcast. So you can see and you can tell if it has been clean just by looking at it. And then, does it smell clean? That's something that I remember hiring a commercial cleaning company for a school we worked at. Great, fantastic company. They did a lot of residential cleaning. And when they came and cleaned our building, they brought a lot of the same chemicals from the residential, like, your pine saw smells. So I remember smelling the pine saw all throughout the building. And that was before we decided to go a standard route for a different smell in our facility. But a lot of people have a certain smell that they're looking for. I know a really popular chemical that we're not a huge fan of, but it's very popular because of the smell. It's called Fabulosa. So maybe you've used that at home, and that's another thing. A lot of times cleaning crews and individuals who clean would like to bring their own cleaning agents with them and cleaning chemicals with them. And so that's something that you have to regulate as a facility director. So does it smell clean? And then does it feel clean? Can you feel stickiness on the surface? That's called biofilm. And we're going to talk about that at the end of the podcast as well. So the ISSA, originally it was called the National Sanitary Supply Association. It was founded by Alfred Richter in 1923. Richter understood that the cleaning industry needed to unite as a community, not only for the betterment of its members, but also for the health of the nation. Based on these ideals, the association grew from its new founding members to a worldwide organization. And in 1966, to reflect its growing international membership, it changed its name to the ISSA. So it went from the national to the international. It's a global entity at this point. So in 2005, it really focused in, it honed in. It realized that the base users of its training and certification programs were going to be your cleaning companies. And so they really focused and honed all their training and efforts towards cleaning companies. But again, they started out with just everyone. They also train in-house cleaning crews as well. And so it goes on to say that it kind of gobbled up some other associations in the cleaning industry, 75 local, regional, and national associations. All right, so this is a pretty huge international association, and it focuses on cleaning standards. Really, they've in recent years been raising standards when it comes to training commercial cleaning companies, as well as cleaning crews inside of large corporations across the globe. Now, recently, I think in the last few years, there's another organization that has come onto the scene called GBAC, and that stands for Global Biorisk Advisory Council. The ISSA has assimilated GBAC, Global Biorisk Advisory Council. And so combining together, they've developed what they call the clean standards, kind of like the gold standard for cleaning. And this is directly from the ISSA website. The clean standard should be used as part of a comprehensive training program to help cleaning workers understand the connection between cleaning and health and the importance of their jobs and ultimately why we clean. The clean standard should be used to stress that we are not just janitors. And that truth came out during the worldwide pandemic. Really, as we mentioned before, the whole cleaning industry was elevated as it should have been because they were considered essential workers and really frontline workers, those people disinfecting hospital rooms and emergency care rooms and nursing home rooms. Those individuals were essential workers and are essential workers. So by basing staffing levels on well-defined expectations and key performance outcomes, facilities can demonstrate the true value of clean and show the benefits associated with an increased cleaning regimen. The clean standard, therefore, helps those who are responsible for cleaning to connect with facility managers and business administrators to demonstrate how cleaning has an impact on the bottom line. Ultimately, the website goes on and says, ultimately, a seminal question that must be asked by any facility: is the area being cleaned effectively, or do we need to consider a different approach? The cleaning standard positions the facility to immediately and accurately answer this question. The clean standard can help facilities understand the why we clean by providing a platform for the connection between cleaning, health, employee productivity, and performance. They're all linked together. Okay, so with this standard, the ISSA has developed what they call SIMS. SIMS is kind of the new gold standard, all-encompassing, really detailed training program, certification program that any entity, whether you're a commercial building owner, any company, any cleaning company, can apply and go through this training standard. It's something that's very thorough. And so SIM stands for Cleaning Industry Management Standard. So it's a really all-inclusive approach of the top down, from the owner of the cleaning company or the facility manager of the commercial building, all the way down through the management's structures, the supervisors, and all the way down and helping train the frontline worker. So it's called SIMS, advanced by GBAC, Global Biorisk Advisory Council. So that offers a certification for cleaning service providers, which requires such companies to have many of the same policies and procedures in place to be a well-managed organization. This includes one comprehensive certification for quality-driven building service contractors and in-house cleaning organizations that strive to maintain hygienic environments for the benefit of the building occupants. I think that includes every entity in every building out there in the world. And so they're a worldwide organization promoting this. I know I've driven by here in Indianapolis, some buildings downtown. I believe Lucas Oil Stadium, I saw on their sign that they are GBAC accredited. So they've gone through this program, and many other local companies have gone through this accreditation. So they send a representative to assess your current structure. So it's a whole certification process. They go through every system in your cleaning department or cleaning business, working with your in-house cleaners as well as management to go through a months-long training in order to be certified. And in order to maintain that level of certification, you have to recertify every 2 years. So this is something that we are looking to do. We have already taken courses through GBAC and are certified in many ways, and so many other ways as well. We'll get to that later. But ISSA is the gold standard for cleaning. Everyone goes to it for resources and training and certification. The second form of standardization is another organization, and there are several organizations. We're going to really highlight these two, and then we'll give a list of a few more at the end. The second one we're going to look at today when it comes to cleaning is called the IICRC. And this really has a lot to do with your quality control of your floors and any kind of restoration, storm damage restoration. So we'll get into this. The IICRC is the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration Certification. This is a nonprofit organization for the inspection, cleaning, and restoration industries. The IICRC, originally named the International Institute of Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning, the IICUC, was founded in 1972 by Ed York. Since starting in 1972, the IICRC has evolved. It's now a global organization with more than 49,000 active certified technicians and more than 6,500 certified firms around the world. So some of their certifications would include, you think of your certified carpet cleaner, mold and mildew and fire and smoke remediation services. So applied microbial remediation technician, applied structural drying tech, building moisture inspection, commercial carpet maintenance tech, commercial drying specialist, floor care technician, odor control technician, and so on, carpet, upholstery, hard floor certification. So the IICRC standards serve to develop common industry accepted language and terminology that enables us to more universally discuss concepts and procedures regarding cleaning, inspection, and restoration. The IICRC is an American National Institute or ANSI member and accredited standards developer. All right, really quickly, as we said, here are a few other entities that promote cleaning standards. We're going to end with this. Some governmental bodies for standardizations. Who? That's not a question, that's a statement. The World Health Organization. There's a little joke for you. The WHO, the World Health Organization. Also OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. And so doing some research, just actually not for this podcast, but on my own, within the last several months, researching OSHA and standards, they actually are extremely helpful on their website. They will send out someone to your facility, and don't quote me on this, make sure I'm correct on this, but I believe for free, they'll come out and do like a pre-audit, like a basic audit, not to catch you on anything, but to help build standards within your organization and structure if you're missing that, safety protocols and training in that regard. I think they'll actually do free training for your crews on site. So that's something, again, double check that, but I believe that's something that I remember reading and researching on OSHA's website. They seemed actually extremely helpful. The CDC, again, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, came to light. The CDC came to light during COVID, the worldwide pandemic. They are good on establishing and providing guidelines for taking care of global pandemics and diseases. Other entities for standardizations, AHA, the American Hospital Association, and then APIC, which is the Association for Professionals in Infection Control and Epidemiology. This entity provides training for operating room and ambulatory care cleaning services. And so we actually took our employees through this training, through APIC, their training, and it was a nurse master's level degree. So that was like a all-day training and testing that we went through. It allows us to have the certification to clean operating rooms and clean rooms. And so we have that certification as a company and individuals. Then there are other cleaning chemical provider companies that also provide their own training. And so some of these companies, this is not an exhaustive list, but some of those companies include 3M. So if you go to their website, they will actually have certifications through their own website that they will certify your cleaning crew, if it's in-house, or if you're a cleaning company, to get certifications in different types of cleaning and protocols. Ecolab is another one, Diversey, Spartan Chemical, and there's several others as well. All right, lastly, there are tools to verify. This is big. There's tools to verify that cleaning has been performed. And we mentioned this before, but when we go through and inspect our employees, we tell them during training and throughout the inspection process that, hey, we're just here to verify that the customer is getting what they're paying for. And so that's what we tell our cleaners. There are processes and tools. So the first one is ATP. The ATP test is a process of rapidly measuring actively growing microorganisms through detection of adenosine triphosphate. So the closer that test goes to zero, the better. So basically, that's a scientific way of measuring to see that you are actually getting a cleaned surface, especially if it's a food prep area. Any type of operating room is important to test, or just in general, if you want to make sure and ensure that your cleaning crew is doing its job. The second way to test is a fluorescent marker. This is something that we learned through the APIC test that we went through. So there's actually a fluorescent gel and powder and even a lotion that have been developed for the purpose of marking high touch points prior to the cleaning of the room. So you can put this gel on a surface in a small area or spread this powder out. It's invisible to the naked eye. And then the cleaner will come through and hopefully clean that area. When they're done cleaning that area, you go back through with the UV light and it will glow if that is still there, meaning it hasn't been cleaned. Or if it's disappeared, then you know that surface was disinfected. And so that product is available on Amazon, actually. You can search Glow Germ Gel on Amazon. Also, Ecolab makes a version of this. With all of these resources and ways to measure the cleanliness of your buildings, you should be able to confidently tell your cleaning crew to clean it to my satisfaction, because that's no longer subjective, but it's objectively measured. And that is a great thing. Well, that wraps up this episode. So do us a favor and leave us a review wherever you're listening to this podcast, whether it's on Google, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. If you like what you have heard here and you want to learn more about us, we have a lot of blog articles on our website. Visit our website at cleaningindy.com, and we'll see you next time.